Guys, we made it. Football season is here. College football kicking off in just a couple of days. Tonight, we're going to get you ready for the season. We're going to take a close look at the season win totals Vegas has for Georgia and Georgia Tech. We'll also check out the latest Heisman odds. You know the names Tua and Trevor, but is there a dark horse worth a flyer? Plus, we'll take a way too early look at the college football playoff picture and tell you which team has a ton of value to win it all this season.
That is all coming up tonight on Bet That. I'm your host, Alex Glaze. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Listen to me at your own risk. This is not advice. This is just me sharing with you what I'm feeling. Cool? All right, that being said, I want to start things off with a Glaze guarantee. It's my favorite bet that I know is going to hit. Georgia Tech opening the season at Death Valley. Clemson is 35.5-point favorites, and I'm going to eat those points and go with Clemson. No triple option for Georgia Tech. Jeff Collins has a bunch of dudes on his team who were recruited to play in the triple option offense. That means there's a bunch of undersized linemen. They don't have a quarterback yet, and there's a bunch of skill position guys learning a completely new offense. This line opened up with Clemson giving 33 points. Now it's jumped to 35.5. I think that number is going to keep growing. I think this is going to be an ugly game. I'm going 5 units on it because I'm really confident. I want to bring in our college football expert, Paul Meharry. Paul, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking you're crazy. 5 units on 35.5?
That's right.
That's a big number. That's way too big of a number, man. It should be about 24, 25. I think Jeff Collins got his guys. I think he's got a couple guys that are going to be playmakers, big-time guys. I know I keep saying big, but guess what? Jeff Collins and his team, I think they're going to go big, even bigger than the next question you're going to ask.
Okay, now Vegas has Georgia Tech's win total set for the season at 3.5, and the juice is on the under. And I'm looking at the schedule right now. I don't see 4 wins. Where are you seeing the 4 wins?
4 wins, easy. So you got USF, boom, Citadel, 2, Temple, 3. We're through 4 weeks of the season.
Paying you?
We're through 4 weeks of the season, man.
You're crazy.
I'm already almost home.
They're going to Temple. They're going to Temple and winning.
Oh, are we talking about Temple football? Okay, let's stop. Yeah, there's your 3 right there, and then all of these other ACC games are all 50-50 games. Take the 3.5, boom, over all day.
So you're all in on Jeff Collins and Georgia Tech.
Go,
no
man.
worries about
they might be
the offensive
eligible.
line. Bowl eligible?
Absolutely, Glaze.
No worries about the offensive line.
No. Strength and conditioning has got those guys a lot bigger. Yeah, they're going to have some hurdles. That Clemson game is going to be ugly, but then they get to bounce back against USF. They might win by 20.
All right, I want to switch gears now. Let's talk about the Dogs. Vegas is expecting a down year for Georgia Tech. Not so much for Georgia. Right now, Vegas has their win total set at 11 games with the juice going on the over. What are you thinking about that? I mean, I personally think that this is going to be a no bet. I think that Georgia is going to win 11 games this season. Do I see them dropping a game? Possibly, yes. But do I also see them possibly running the table? Yes. What do you see? I'm
running away from that as far as I can. 11 right there. That Vegas has that put perfectly. Yeah. It has it put perfectly for me to not touch it with a 10-foot pole because guess what? The over minus 130, that's going to be tough. That would mean an undefeated season. Yeah, sure, you could push. Then the under, that means they're going to lose 2 games? I don't know, man. I'm not touching that.
All right, regardless, Vegas thinks Georgia is going to have a good season, good enough to lead to the college football playoff. Sure. And as we take a look at the way too early college football playoff picture, Clemson and Alabama, the obvious favorites to make it to the playoff. Georgia at even money. What does that tell you, Paul? Because for me, it's telling me that Vegas thinks that this is going to be another year where we have 2 SEC teams in the playoff.
Vegas is in love with Georgia, as we can tell. That last graphic that we just had, 11 wins plus even on the money to get in the playoffs. Again, another one I'm not touching because this season could go one of 2 ways. They could go undefeated. They could run the table. They could get to the college football playoff, or they could lose 3 games. Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Auburn's always tough. Florida's always tough. Those are games where if I'm betting even on that, I'm staying away. Oklahoma, though, plus 275.
You like that?
I'm all in.
Okay, well, I'm riding the Georgia train too this year. I think that this is the year that
you're on that.
I'm on even money, and I'm even if we take it a step further and look at the odds to win the college football playoff. Now, by no means am I saying that Georgia is going to win, but I think that they're worth peeking at a little bit because if we look at Clemson and we look at Alabama, they are clearly the 2 favorites to make it to the championship and win it. Georgia, though, is plus 650. That has incredible value if you think that Georgia can make it to the championship game. Regardless if you think they can win it, I think the value alone, you have to listen to it.
Absolutely. I stayed away from the first 2 Georgia bets that you put in. That one right there, you've got to be crazy to not take that because the biggest thing right there, plus 650, them getting in and winning it, even to get in, plus 60 to win it, you might as well take this one instead of the other one but right here, Ohio State, Don't even know why they're on the graphic. They're going to beat up on each other up there.
I'm excited. Let's talk a little bit about the Heisman Trophy. Now, we all know the names Tua and Trevor. They are obviously two of the favorites to win the Heisman Trophy. 7 of the favorites to win the trophy, all quarterbacks. This is a quarterback's award.
Yeah.
We know that. Who do you have hoisting the trophy at the end of the year?
He's got the longest hair up there. His name's Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
Okay.
We knew it was going to happen. We knew eventually this was going to happen. He's the next Peyton Manning. He's going to take over. Clemson is going to be dominant this year. I know I talked about Georgia Tech covering the points earlier. They will. Don't get me wrong. But that guy's going to be hosting the Heisman.
All right, now who won the past 2 Heismans? What school did they come from?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Last year was Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah, but Baker was before that.
Hold on. Last year was Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah.
And last year was Baker Mayfield,
Both
right?
transferred.
Both transfers. Wait, this year they have another transfer quarterback. He's right there in the middle.
Hold on.
His name's Jalen Hurts. 10-1 odds. I'm taking a flyer on Jalen Hurts. I'm not sure, but I mean, if you look at the past 2 years and what Lincoln Riley has been able to do and turn these transfer quarterbacks into not only Heisman Trophy winners, but #1 overall picks. I mean, Kyler Murray right now in Arizona, I mean, everyone thinks that he's going to be the savior for the Cardinals. I mean, whatever Lincoln Riley is doing in Oklahoma, it's working for these quarterbacks, and I think that it could really, Jalen Hurts could be that next guy. Do I think he is? I don't know. Baker Mayfield, we see what he's doing in Cleveland right now. I mean, who knows what Jalen Hurts is going to be, but at 10-1, I love it.
I think it's a nice bet. I think it's one of those where you take a flyer. None of the other names up there. Tua is 260. I'm not touching. Fields plus 900. He might not even win the job. Jake Fromm, Swift is going to get a ton of rushing yards. That's my biggest concern. I don't think he's going to put up the stats. He's a good enough quarterback, but he's not in the right offense.
All right, you excited for college football?
Yes.
I am too. Next week we're going to be talking about the NFL though, and we're just so close
getting started,
to actual football being played. I'm really excited.
Week 0 right around the corner.
All right, we'll be back next week.